Another edition of Max Magazine, and today's episode's all about paper. You remember paper. In this digital age, it's easy to forget about paper, which is why we're here in this gorgeous shop in the heart of the Queen City, Regina, called PaPer Umbrella. And with me now is one of the owners, Theresa. Hello, Theresa.
Hi, Brad. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for inviting us. Now, you're one of the owners.
Yep.
There's you, and there's another fella named
Brad.
Brad's behind the curtain. He's the guy behind the curtain. So the two of you, this is an artist's dream. If they walk in here, they're looking for some supplies. And I think that's how it started.
Oh yeah, we're in the art district in Regina, and we wanted to, we started out with thinking, well, people need art supplies. And so then we, naturally found paper was a, next step. And as a calligrapher, I started sourcing inks and different pens and stuff like this. And then it just started growing and growing and growing. And the need, was really evident.
Yeah, it's just a gorgeous shop. You really have to find time to come here because you can spend hours just walking around. By the way, she meant fountain pens. She has fountain pens. We're going to show those to you a little bit later on the show because, as you said, you are a calligrapher. So we're going to have some fun with that. Right. But as you can see, everything you could possibly want if you're an artist. But this is not paper, and you have some beautiful samples right here. Paper's not just for the printed word because in your window, you have some wonderful artwork from paper from?
True, from Sue Bland.
Sue Bland, that's right. In fact, Max Cameras joined Sue Bland in our very first story here in Max Magazine today. We're in Sue Bland's PLAYshop. It's like a workshop, just more fun.
Also need a little eyeshadow, I think, like a little,
You're right.
yeah, I think it needs a little eyeshadow, and it might need a little hair. Sometimes they put little, they have like punk rock hair, and so we'll try a little eyeshadow and a little hairdo for the bird. Poached egg woman, I have a carving in my kitchen of a woman flying. I look at her as I'm doing my dishes and I imagine her flying out the window. So I've done a little art series on her. I've been creating art my entire life. Just in the last 3 or 4 years, I've started to sell my art and to offer what I call play shops, which are like workshops, only more oriented towards play. I consider myself kind of an amateur, a beginning artist, and one of my passions is to share art with other people, to be in spaces where everyone can create art.
I love that.
Yeah. And if that makes it a little darker. Yeah. Sunday Art Market is every 2 weeks. We're making rice paper birds today, sort of for Valentine's Day, love birds, like birds, whatever kind of birds people want to make. Are you making one too?
Yes, thinking about it. Okay.
You must be your daughter. I love all kinds of paper. I love the sound of it, I love the smell of it, the feel of it, and I especially love rice paper because you can see through rice paper. And so it's like tissue paper, you can put one up against the other and get another color. And I just have always loved paper of any kind. My dream of our world is that we would have art all over, that at our shopping malls and our grocery stores, we might even have a table to create art, and it would just be a healthier, happier, more joyful place. So I really appreciate the Sunday Art Market focuses on creativity and other people creating as well as purchasing art, and I like to go anywhere I can to share that with other people of all ages. About a year ago, I had just finished a series called Water Snakes. So very dark water snakes, and I enjoyed that very much. But after working with a lot of black and a lot of dark colors, and it was in the middle of winter, I was just wanting color. So my family left for about 5 days, and I began creating birds. I enjoy the way they fly together as much as making one. And so that led to experimenting with plexiglass, and I love taking one shape, a bird, they're all fairly similar, and just playing with endless possibilities. And I like the light that comes through the birds, so they are very joyful and free and playful. I I find I teach or share about watercolor and different types of collage, including rice paper. A lot of people are really afraid. They think that they are not creative. They think, I can't do this. And so a lot of my role is to create a comfortable spot and say, let's just play, and what if you try this, and what if you try that? And once people get over that fear, often they find they're very creative and they enjoy the simple act of cutting or gluing or whatever it is. Very healing and very fun and a very joyful activity.
I'm just curious, if I was, we just draw it on the rice paper, then?
Yep.
Okay, that's just what I was curious about. I was
Yeah.
it's just so
You could just cut if you feel like it. So like some of these I've just, this isn't quite finished, but and you can tear. That's the other thing. A lot of people really like a kind of a jagged edge like this baby, this bird here. One thing about collage and other people is that they're not so constrained by collage because you can tear, you can cut, you don't have to make a picture that looks real, you can just arrange beautiful pieces of paper beside each other. So I usually tell people, pick a beautiful piece of paper and just look at it for a while. See what other piece of paper calls out to be with that paper, and pretty soon they have a beautiful picture. So I think that's very great. You can also arrange and rearrange. You don't have to glue it down. You can just play around with it for a long time before you choose to glue it down. So you've got a little bird.
I do. I'm not the most artistic thing in the
That's
world.
okay. It'll shine a little bit in your window. Like you'll be able to see through that. That's actually not really rice paper, but it's a bit see-through.
Yeah.
So the emphasis is on play and not work so much. And I just think that play is something that, especially us adults, have kind of lost a little bit. And the more opportunities we have to play and just have a good time, that's great. So that's the spirit. I try to ask people to say, what if I try this? Or what if I try that? And just have that spirit of exploration in what they do.
And you're joining us back at Paper Umbrella in the heart of the Queen City with Theresa.